Everybody else was taken, so this is me.
Millennia guys, I trust that everyone is doing well today. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here and watching for the first time, hi and welcome. My name is Natasha, and this is basically a space where we share experiences, we learn and we grow. If you are watching from outside, please do come in and become a part of this beautiful family just by clicking that subscribe button below. And for all the returning family members, welcome back, fam. You know the house rules. You grab a drink of something and we enjoy, okay? So firstly, can we please give a round of applause for the new intro? Okay, so I've had an idea of the type of intro that I want for my YouTube channel. And finally, I think it was last weekend, I managed to shoot exactly what I had in mind. I didn't want a generic or, you know, popular intro. I just wanted something of my own. I don't think I've ever really had an intro that was the same as anyone else's, but I didn't want something that was generic, something that like the majority of YouTubers do for their intro videos, because I know there's currently one intro that every YouTuber has. Okay, not every, but the majority of them have on their channel, and I was like, no. I just want mine to be different. I want to be unique. I just want my own thing, and God gave me this vision and I put the vision into a video. Okay guys, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so today is Saturday and the time now is 20 to 6, right? My son is taking a nap. He actually took his afternoon nap quite late today. He was supposed to take it around 4, and it's usually like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then 5 he wakes up, and then you obviously have dinner, take a bath, and then prepare him to sleep around 8 or 8:30. But it's a weekend and he's been very energetic today. So I just allowed him to be, and I told myself that when he's tired, he'll take his nap. So he's currently taking his nap, and I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to finish this video before he wakes up. Guys, the sacrifices, guys, and I wish people knew how much work you have to do to create content. Content creation is not a full job. When I catch you, like literally, I have to do it backward math every time when I have to put content out, because I have to think, okay, my son naps at this time, this is a schedule, eating time, so I need to fit in my video time within that, and I need to make sure that I downsize the length of it so that it can accommodate the time that he's gonna but anyways, so today's video is rather a chilled one. Nothing like accounting, but we are just catching up, and we are just talking, and we are just sharing our experiences. It's just a life update, and I guess let's catch up. I'm just going to be talking about the things that have been happening in my life, not necessarily my life, but the things that I have seen these past few months, or things in general that I feel like I want to talk about. That there's actually a bee on the window, but anyways, things that I just feel like I want to talk about, things that have caught my attention, things that I found very interesting these past few months, and so forth, right? So I've got my notes on the phone. Why is my phone so dirty? Jeez. Anyways, okay, so the first topic that I want to talk about is motherhood, because I think I saw this on Instagram, sometimes I rock motherhood, sometimes it rocks me, and sometimes we both are rocking. As long as something's rocking, Kisana, that's all that matters, right? But anyways, so for me, currently, I'm in the toddler phase, right? My son is a toddler. He's about to turn 2 in the next 2 months, I think. And Sana, yeah. If he's not calling me mama, probably 100 times a day, then it's the tantrums. If it's not the tantrums, it's the fussy eating. This age where he is at is really like interesting because I'm noticing a lot of growth from him. Literally every week there's something new that he would just literally shock us with. And I've also noticed like every second or third day he would say something different that we haven't heard. And I just find that very, very fascinating. And I'm really grateful to God for his growth. But also I must not lie and say that it's been all roses and daisies, because it hasn't been. Guys, motherhood can be so frustrating at times. But I'm really grateful that my son is growing, and there are times where I'd be like, I just want him to get to this age and be able to do this and this and this. And then something always tells me that you need to enjoy every phase. And this goes so well with what I shared on my Instagram yesterday about seasons, and that it's important to be fully present in your current season that God has put you in, to be fully present, to embrace it, to learn whatever you need to learn in it, and to be happy in it. Because if you are in a certain season and you try and focus on another season, you rob yourself of the lessons you're supposed to learn in this season that you're in, the growth that you're supposed to get from it. And you rob yourself also the happiness that you're supposed to experience in this season, because you're focusing on another season that you shouldn't even be thinking about at this point in time, right? So I think even with the growth of your child, it's important to just embrace every season, from the newborn phase to the baby phase to the pre-toddler phase to the toddler phase to the kid phase and so forth. Like, just learn to embrace it, learn to be fully present in it and enjoy it, because it comes and goes so fast. You don't want to look at your son when he is like 12 years old and feel like, I wish he was a baby again, so that you can actually get to be present and enjoy the moment. So for me, I'm just learning to do that, and learning that, you know, in as much as this phase may be very frustrating at times, but it's going to pass. And at the end of the day, I just need to learn to enjoy where we are now and be fully present with the phase that we are in now. We are also currently in the potty phase, so we are potty training him, and it's going. It's not, I wouldn't say it's going well or bad, it's just going, guys. I think he's still a bit confused about what's happening, but I think he understands what the potty is for, because sometimes he does like do number one is a pee-pee, right? Sometimes he does pee-pee in it, and I think he understands what it is for, but I don't think it's fully kind of like sunk into his mind that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to use if I want to do number one or number two, right? But yeah, we always try and take him to it often, and also just show him what we do when we are in the toilet, so that he understands that, okay, so if mama and dada does this, then this is what it's meant for. That means I also have to do this, right? He's still young. I mean, my son is only like, what, 22 months? 21 months, 22 months. So he's gonna get into it. I think maybe by 2 years, then he'll probably understand fully, because I think they also said at his school, they only start teaching them at school from 2 years. So maybe when he also starts getting the gist of it there, then we're also doing it here, it's gonna kind of like cement fully into his mind, right? So that's the phase that we're in, and also the tantrum phase, right? And all the toddler moms said amen. Guys, the tantrum phase, my son will literally cry for a brush. My son will literally cry to wear a jacket and sneakers, like it will be 29 degrees, and he will cry for his jacket. And one thing about me, I choose my battles. I choose my battles. I'm not going to be fighting every battle that comes my way. So whatever he wants, as long as it's safe and it doesn't compromise with the values that we've put and the rules, I give it to him, because I'm just like, I need to choose a battle. It's either I stress myself and I fight with this toddler, or I just allow him to be and keep my mental sanity, you know. Either way, something's got to go and something's got to give. So that's just how I handle it. I'm just like, okay, you want to wear your jacket, it's fine. And most of the time he'll wear it, and then when we go outside, he'll start feeling hot and want to take it off. So it's just one of those things. Sometimes when you get to the toddler phase in parenthood, you just need to learn to choose your battles, and you just need to learn that sometimes you must just let them be, let them explore, let them understand things. That, okay, if mama says no, it's hard for me to wear this jacket, and I wear it, and then I get outside and then go shushu, and now I want to take it off. Oh, it makes sense why she didn't want to give me the jacket. Catch my drift? So yeah. Anyways, also another frustrating thing that I'm currently experiencing in this phase is the fact that my son is such a fussy eater. Guys, my son is a fussy eater. We've tried everything. When I was in South Africa, we tried deworming him. We got scald emulsion. We got E multivitamin. Guys, my son is just a fussy eater. And this started recently when he obviously started fully on solids and fully eating by himself, right? Because when he was still a baby and when I used to feed him, he used to eat everything that I would give him. But now that he's older, he knows how to say no, he knows how to say yes, he knows how to basically tell me what he doesn't want and what he wants. He's awake. He just woke up. Coming! Personally, for me, this phase is the most frustrating, because any mother who has a fussy eater will tell you how frustrating it is when you know this child has not eaten well today and they need to eat something and they just don't want to eat. And it's so frustrating when people put pressure on you. Guti, hi, why does it look like he's not gaining weight? And people don't realize that it's so frustrating when they put that pressure on you, because they don't know, when as a mom, as a parent, you're trying so hard to make sure you give the best nutrition to your child, to make sure you give the best to your child. And some things are just not within your control. There's nothing that you can do if a child doesn't want to eat. Like, sometimes we even get to a point, guys, where we force him to eat. Like, we would fight with him, like literally fight. Like, Muntus has to hold him one side and I have to hold him and make sure he eats, because at the end of the day, he needs to eat something. But then there are those days where he really doesn't want to eat, and you feed him and he spits it out, and it's just one of those things, Yoguti. Some days you lose, some days you win, and it's just the way motherhood is. Sometimes it rocks you, sometimes you rock it, sometimes you're rocking each other. Either way, you'll be rocking. You get what I mean? I just wish certain people had boundaries and respected parents, and just watched their mouths and the things that they say. Because people who don't have boundaries don't realize that some of the things that they say and the comments that they make really are hurtful, and most of the time these comments like coming from people who are not even parents and people who are older, so sometimes I'm just like, I don't understand. And it makes me think about something that a friend of mine once said, Ulizeka. I know she watches my videos. I hope she hears this. Friend, if you hear this, please comment down below and say, I heard you, friend. I got this. She once said that sometimes abanye abantu bayakhula but abakhuli, which is so true. Because some people grow but they don't grow. Because bayakhula nge-age but ingqondo ayikhuli. Some of the things that people do make them seem so young, but yet they are growing by age. But in any case, this is not what that is about. I just wanted to share that part to Guti. It's very frustrating for us as parents to have a fussy eater. So the last thing we need are people who are going to judge us, people who are not going to have boundaries, and people who are not going to respect our parenting styles, or who are not going to even be considerate because they don't know what happens behind doors. Because it's not like we're just leaving our child to not eat and letting him starve, but we are really trying everything. Like, we even started implementing a thing where, okay, if he doesn't at least eat properly during the night, we'll give him like another supplement, something else like maybe cereal or just plain yogurt or whatever, just so that he eats something, because that's the most important thing for him, to eat something. I was laughing the other day when I was on TikTok, and I was like, yo, this just brought so much peace to my heart, and it just really warmed my heart when there was a lady who posted a video about her child also being a fussy eater, and the amount of parents and mothers that commented on that video, like, yo, it reassured me, guys, that I'm not a bad parent. It's not just my child who's problematic. This is normal. And so many parents were like commenting that sometimes my child survives on crackers and juice, you know, and I'm just like, as long as you eat, that's fine with me, you know. And I was like, oh, this just brings so much, you know, comfort to my heart, because sometimes my son, guys, he survives on rice crackers, on juice, bananas. What else does he like? And carrots. And I just get to a point where I'm like, as long as you eat something, and as long as you're getting a bit of each and every nutritional whatever, that's all that matters to me, and that's all that's important. So yeah, anyways, that's the motherhood phase, or the motherhood, what do you call it? What do we call it? Well, okay, that's the motherhood umbrella. I'm going to call them umbrellas. That's the motherhood umbrella. And that's everything currently that I've been going through. Oh, guys, how can I forget the sleeping in? Sana. So my son goes to daycare, right? Monday to Friday. So he's used to waking up early. So now, automatically, Saturdays and Sundays, his mental alarm is on. So that's another thing that has been frustrating us, the fact that our son doesn't sleep in during the weekends, because obviously he's used to waking up during the week to go to daycare. And sometimes you're just so exhausted and you just want to sleep in. And I sometimes miss those days where I could just sleep in. But then I think a couple of months ago, the Holy Spirit revealed something to me, and it said to me that the fact that you are in the season of being a mother and your son wakes up early even on weekends, it's actually a blessing in disguise, because this allows you to have an early start to your day, and you have more hours throughout the day to do everything that you need to do. And I love how the 5 a.m. club also mentions that own your morning, elevate your life. That is so true. I feel like it's so true, because once you get a good start to your day, once you wake up very early, you have a longer day to do whatever you need to do, and that just allows you also to be productive, you know. So I've stopped seeing us waking up early on weekends as a burden, or, you know, as a stress, and I don't get annoyed about it anymore. I just see it as, okay, this is a blessing. It means that I get to have an early start to my day, and it means that I actually get to have more hours to be productive and do everything that I need to do. And I've always realized that once I start doing whatever I need to do early, like all the chores that I need to do for the day early, by the time go to 12, guys, like I'm just chilled, everything is done, and then I just need to do like small admin or prepare for my content, like, because I would wake up in the morning, brush his teeth, brush my teeth, wash our faces. I'd make cereal for him. Once he's done having cereal, then I maybe put the dishes in the washer, put the laundry, get the laundry going, and maybe if the house needs to be cleaned, then once Muntus wakes up, he takes over from wherever I left, or most of the time he does the dishes, guys. Like, one thing about my man, he will do the dishes. Like, I don't like dishes. Anyone who knows me will tell you, I will cook for you every day. I will clean, I will do the laundry for you, but the dishes, honey, no. And his hand is just one thing about my man, he loves doing the dishes. So most of the time, majority of the time, he does the dishes. And sometimes we literally alternate, we help each other, guys. Like, we give each other chances to rest. So sometimes if he feels like sleeping in, I'll allow him to sleep in. And then I'd wake up and, you know, make cereal for the child and, you know, prepare the child for the day. Then sometimes if I'm also very tired, I would sleep in, and then he would wake up and, you know, do the same thing, vice versa. So that's just another point I wanted to share on the sleeping in, that sometimes it can be a blessing in disguise. And it literally allows you to be productive, because I know if I wasn't a mom and I still had an opportunity to sleep in, I probably would have had the most unproductive 2 years of my life, right? Because I know I probably would have woken up and maybe scrolled through my phone for a good 2 hours, which is not healthy. It's not good. I see this whole sleeping in thing now as a blessing in disguise, and I see it in a positive light, right? Relationship. We on to the next umbrella, relationship. So obviously most of you know that I have one partner, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been with my partner for like years now. And yeah, relationships, guys, are not easy. Any relationship is not easy, guys. Like, if a person tells you that their relationship is just smooth, they don't have misunderstandings, they don't have miscommunication, they don't have days where they just feel down and off, and you know, those days when just you're not in a good space, they're lying, guys. Unless I don't know how perfect that relationship would be, but I don't believe there's any relationship that is perfect, because at the end of the day, we are two different human beings who have two different backgrounds, two different upbringings, we have different perspectives about things. So obviously there's gonna be times when we won't see things, you know, eye to eye. We may not agree with everything, you know, so it's normal. But at the end of the day, what matters is how you solve those miscommunications, how you solve those misunderstandings, and how you resolve whatever issues that you might have, you know. And I think for me personally, the biggest lesson that I've learned in a relationship is communication. Guys, communication is so important in a relationship. Like, I think if anyone would ask me, what advice do you have for a relationship, I'd first say, besides putting God first and allowing God to lead your relationship, I would say communication. Guys, communication is key. Talking about everything that happens here and here regarding your relationship. Don't keep anything back. Don't withhold anything. Even if it's this small, guys, and you think it's insignificant, talk about it, let it out. If it affects you, it makes you angry, it doesn't sit well with you, whatever expectations, talk. Teta sana. Because one thing I've learned, not just from my relationship, but also from observing from other people's relationships, is that when you don't communicate and you keep things in, they build. And that's why you find that people who have been together for many years end up, you know, breaking up or divorcing over like a sudden matter. But you find that that was not actually a sudden matter. Those are things that it's like a snowball effect. You're keeping things, you don't communicate, and then at the end of the day, something small happens that maybe makes you angry or whatever, then that thing just bursts out of proportion, and now you even, you know, letting things out that happened years ago. And you find that this is something that you have been keeping in for years, but you haven't been communicating about. And now that you guys are having this misunderstanding, or that one day you just burst out, and then now you're even saying, yeah, and we're enough for years, you know, those type of things, not good. So it's always important to talk about things, whatever it is. Talk. If you have expectations that are not being met, teta. One thing about me, guys, I talk. Now, one thing about me, I'm a communicator. I talk. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I know that I've got my flaws. I've got my own things that I still need to work on. But I'm very open. I talk about whatever I feel. And I think that's just the most important thing. And the other important thing that I've learned, in the past years that I've been with my partner, is that people evolve. And who you were 2 years ago may not be who you are now. So you need to learn each other constantly. You need to love each other, and you need to support each other in every new evolution. These are my words, guys. I didn't take these words from anyone. Please, I'm putting is it copyright or patent or something? Like, this for me was the biggest revelation in terms of relationship. This is something that just I learned over the years, that we evolve as people. Who we were 6 months ago or a year ago, 2 years ago may not be who we are now. And the most important thing is to continue to learn each other through our evolution, to support each other through our evolution, and to constantly love each other through our evolution. And I think it's just that. There's nothing more that I need to add to it or remove from it. And that's just what I'm learning to do in my relationship, that to just continue loving umuntu, continue learning him, and continue supporting him even through the changes that he goes through, you know, as a person, and not just the changes that we go through as a family, but even him as a person, because we both go through changes as people, especially when you start getting older. The lighting is starting to become bad. I need to switch on the lights, guys. I think a storm is about to happen right now. Anyways, I think let me close the window. Okay, so the third umbrella we're talking about is friendships. So friendships, I don't have really much to say about it, because I think I've shared a lot on friendships on some previous videos that I shared on my channel. If you haven't watched them, I'll try and maybe put some clips of the videos that I'm talking about, or maybe also link them in the description box below. But one thing I've learned about friendships, guys, quality is better than quantity. I literally now have 5 friends in my name, and I think it's safe to say the 5th friend is actually my sister. And I am so at peace with that. I'm okay with it. I'm really okay. I think also growing older, you just love your space. You just love your solitude, and you just love, you know, just being by yourself. So the less, the better. You know, once you get older, you're not in that phase of trying to be out there and trying to, you know, being liked by everyone and trying to prove a point to everyone and trying to have this whole circle following after you to maybe validate your worth or validate your importance or whatever the case may be. No. The older you get, you just realize that quality is better than quantity. If you have just that few handful friends who you know have your back, they have your best interests at heart, you can trust them, you know, they have a pure heart for you and they want the best for you. That's all that matters. No competition, no comparison. We are just growing and glowing and becoming better as friends together and wishing the best for each other. That's the most important thing. So for me personally, I think that's just what I can actually share about friendships, and I'm really happy about the friends that I have now. The ones who are not no more, oh my gosh, that sounds so harsh, but the ones who are not friends with me anymore, I'm okay with. I've moved on. You know, most of the friends that I've lost are not even about the fact that there was any beef or anything like that, but it was just a thing of, you know, one person is putting effort into the friendship and the other is not. And I always felt like in some friendships of mine, I was always putting my best foot forward and other people were not even putting any foot in. And I just decided that, you know what, I'm not going to set myself on fire to keep other people warm. So juices. And I realized that as soon as I took a step back, all of a sudden the friendship died. And some friendships were just people who had certain characteristics and personalities that were very toxic, and I was just like, no, this is not for me, so I am signing out. So yeah, that's the third umbrella, which is friendships. The fourth one is health. So on health, guys, I really hope you guys can hear me, because oh, let me close this actually. Yeah, I think that's better. So I've got some big news to share. So I stopped drinking alcohol. The lighting is becoming so bad because I think there's a storm that's coming right now. So it's just becoming darker and darker. I try to switch on the light, but yeah, anyways, as I was still saying that, I'm gonna unpack my whole reason for stopping alcohol in that video, and I'll share everything in that video. But yeah, I stopped drinking alcohol and I do not smoke happily anymore. And guys, I was not like a regular on these things, right? And I was not like a regular with these things, and I was not like really I wasn't like addicted or anything like that. No, like I could literally go like weeks without drinking alcohol. I was just occasional, you know, I was an occasional drinker and occasional smoker, right? But then recently I just decided to cut everything out, and that's just been about it, right? And yeah, I'm just in a season and phase of my life of just taking care of myself inside and outside, right? Because what you put in is what you get out, right? And I've also just learned that I can no longer depend on my metabolism to literally save me from everything. I can no longer make the excuse yoguti I don't gain weight, or I've got a fast metabolism so I can eat anything that I want. I can drink anything that I want. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to exercise because I don't gain weight or whatever. I've actually realized that that was such a toxic mentality to have, because at the end of the day, I would eat all of these things and feel like crap, literally, the next day or hours after. So I actually learned the fact that it's important for me to take care of my health, regardless of the fact that I might have a fast metabolism. I might not be a person who gains weight very fast, right? So yeah, I am not like hectic into the exercising. Like, I have a form of exercise every day, which is cycling, because I cycle to the train station and from the train station every day after work. So that for me is enough exercise from Monday to Friday, guys. That is an exercise, because sometimes I sweat, especially when I'm rushing in the mornings. So yeah, I just learned Londoleo Guti. It's important for me to take care of my health, and especially the older I get. I don't have the same energy I used to have when I was in my 20s. So I need to make sure I take care of myself. I give myself good nutrition. I put the right things into my body so that my body can thank me and also give me the right energy that I need, and also, you know, take care of me, you know, because if I don't take care of my body won't take care of me. So yeah, that was the fourth umbrella. The fifth umbrella is spirituality. Luna. I've got so much to say about this umbrella. Okay, so first of all, I once saw something on Instagram, and I think I shared it in one of my posts as a caption, right, as part of my caption. And it was about this lady who shared a TikTok video of how once you get into parenthood, life becomes so hectic. You know, you're trying to balance your relationship or marriage if you are married. You're trying to balance your work life. You're trying to balance friendships. You're trying to balance family. You're trying to balance your child and the parenthood department. And you're trying to balance all these departments consecutively, right? Or what is it called? Not consecutively, but simultaneously, like together at the same time. And you find that you no longer have time for the things that you used to enjoy doing or you had time to do back then. For me personally, it's like reading the word and spending time with God. Before I became a parent, like, I would soak myself in the word. I had time to read the word, and I just had ample time on my hands to do everything that I'd like to do. But now that I'm a parent, and especially being that my child is mobile now, he can walk, he can run, he can speak, not fluently, but he speaks to our understanding, right? So he's more demanding now, and I have to keep my eye also on him all the time, because it's at that phase where he's exploring, he's touching things, he's moving around, he's, you know, exploring, and sometimes he's not doing things that are safe. So I need to constantly watch him. So that, all of that, and trying to also manage all these departments in my life, it can be so draining to a point where I don't even have time, you know, for certain things and other things. And I used to feel bad at first, and I would literally feel so hurt, man, when I would see other moms, you know, seeming like they've got their rhythm. You know, you'd see them in the gym, and then they're reading the word, and then, you know, they're creating content or doing other things in their life, maybe going to work or whatever. And I'd be like, how are they balancing it all so well? And then when you look at their homes seem so clean and perfect and on point all the time. Like they just look like they got it together. And then I realized this one time when I'd actually discovered that most of these moms have helpers. They've got family who live close by. They've got friends who live close by. And now I have no helper. I have no parents. I have no family who lives closer. So I do everything by myself. And I think that's another thing that I want to talk about, that don't compare your current destination to someone else's highlights, because also people show you what they want to show you. They're going to show you the clean house. They're going to show you them going to the gym, you know, spending time in the word, attending, you know, conferences and conventions, going to church. You know, they're going to show you the whole image of Guti. They've got it all together, but you don't know that in the background there's like 1,000 other people, I'm just making an example, who are actually sustaining this life, you know, this peaceful and orderly life. And I had to like literally just calm myself down and be like, you know what, Natasha, you are doing your best. You are doing your best, and your best may not look like other people's best, and your best and your current destination may not look like someone else's highlights, and that's okay, because this is where I am. And my reason for sharing the first thing I said regarding this umbrella, where I said a lady posted something on TikTok. She said that, dear moms, she was just explaining about how she got a revelation from God that it's okay that she doesn't have time as she used to, you know, to spend time soaking herself in the word or reading the word or spending time with God. Because right now, her being a parent, she's actually doing godly work. And it was like, I needed to hear that word. Like, that word was for me, guys. It was for me, because I was just like, yo, I needed this. Like, this is what I've been asking God to literally answer, you know, because I'd literally feel so bad. I'd beat myself up and be like, God, I really want to, but I'm trying, you know. And I think also now that I'm more wiser, I've actually realized that I need to also segregate my time, you know, also well. I need to have time management, because I can't complain and say I don't spend much time on the word anymore, whereas I'm scrolling through social media maybe for a good 10 to 15 minutes when I could be spending that time, you know, in the word. So yes, it's good to realize that maybe you may not be able to do certain things, but it's also good to have a self-introspection and accountability that, okay, maybe I do have time, but I'm not making time because I'm spending time on the wrong things, or I'm spending too much time on certain things. So, oh, that lady, I wish she knew what she did for me. Like, that was literally God speaking through her for me personally. So now I just always tell myself that, okay, if I've tried my best for the day and there was no time for me to soak myself in the word or in God's presence, I'm just like, I remind myself that me giving the best care to my child was actually me doing godly work for the day. So yeah, that's the first point on spirituality. The other thing is that, guys, there is something deep happening in the spiritual world. And I don't know if I'm just the only person who's realizing this, or other people are also noticing this. But if you're on TikTok, right, then I think you might know the things that I'm going to share with you guys right now. And some of the things have really shook me. They've really, really shook me. And I'm just like, hey, okay, so the first thing that I want to share about is the fact that a lot of celebrities are getting saved, guys. I'm just like, I don't know if it's the end of the world or the end of the times, rather. But hey, there's something deep happening, and I am here for it. I'm loving every moment of it. A lot of celebrities are getting saved, and I'm just so grateful to God. I'm so grateful to God for that this is happening, because I love the fact that also God is using celebrities that maybe were once in a kind of like in maybe not so good space, like they were doing worldly things, but now that He's saved them, obviously they have changed the way that they live their lives. And I love the fact that He's using these people, because a lot of youngsters look up to these celebrities, right? And one day, and they look up to these celebrities, and they see them as role models, you know, and icons and people they would like to be one day. So God saving these people and them, you know, having this shift of a way of living. And I just love every second of it, because I love that this also now falls onto the future generation, onto the youngsters who are coming up and growing now, because now they get to realize that actually that was not the life that I should be living, and this is actually maybe what I should be doing. And I love that it exposes them to a different life, and it shows them that that life actually is empty, and this is the life that has fullness in it. I'm just loving every moment of it. So for me, that's just the way that I see it. And obviously just like the word says, guys, that not everyone who comes, you know, ngothixo, not everyone who comes, how can I put it in English? Not everyone who comes by the name of God is actually sent by God. We don't all serve the same God, and that's just the reality, guys. But the fact that, you know, so many celebrities are getting saved, and that is obviously being a good impact now on the future generation, I just am so grateful to God, because the world that we live in, guys, the world that we live in is just so messed up. We are spiritual beings on a human journey, and we are not human beings on a spiritual journey. Like, at the end of the day, we are flesh, and when we die, everything that has to do with our flesh, it dies. Same time, guys. The expensive clothes, the expensive watches, the expensive lifestyle, the cars, the houses, the bags, the whatevers, the weaves, it dies literally with our flesh. But your spirituality, your spirit, your soul is what at the end of the day will determine uguti. What is your story? Where are you going at the end of the day? So it's very important to realize that. And I think the now generation, or the world right now, literally promotes a lot of flesh. It promotes a lot of worldly things, and it promotes the whole thing of we are actually human beings on a spiritual journey, you know. So I just love what's happening, guys. I just love the fact that it's going to impact the current generation, which is the younger generation, in a good light. It gets to expose them to God, and I just love that. So going back to the whole TikTok thing, right? So there's been videos making rounds on TikTok about certain certain brands that have collaborated, I think, with other, what do they call them, with other entities, if I can say that, and how there's been like demonic and a bit of satanic connotations to this what do you call it, not partnership, but to this merge of these two brands, if I can put it like that. So one of them, I don't want to mention any of the brand names because I do not want to be sued. So there's a specific brand that partnered with this specific movie, right? I'm gonna put it like right there. If you're not on TikTok, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but yeah, if you go on TikTok and you search these things or whatever, you're gonna find all these videos. So basically they merged, and this girl is explaining how she bought these track pants and they had these weird things that were written on them, and she had sleep paralysis for a good week, I think, or so, ever since she bought these pants. And God revealed to her through a dream, and I think through discernment, that the problem with her pants. She took them out of the wardrobe, searched what these meanings meant. I'm just summarizing, guys, and she actually discovered that the signs that were on the track pants were actually demonic. And these signs actually come from this specific movie. This specific movie that people were crazy about a couple of years ago. And the other one was of a famous South African brand, I think, right? and it's about this lady who bought like it's a long jacket, and it had like words on it, and when she actually tried to figure out what the words were saying, there were things on the words, there were words on the jacket that were like stating like die, like words like saying die and hey guys. And through her discernment, yes, she realized that and she apparently also threw it out. The other girl also threw her track pants out. And I think the third one was from a lady who was talking about a famous brand that people love right now. A t-shirt where at the back of the t-shirt it was written, I think, half, yeah. And then there was a picture of like a demon and a picture of an angel, right? Something like that. And basically she didn't realize it when she bought it, but after discernment now, yeah, and maybe also the spirit speaking to her, she realized by yay, calling like. And this is something that has been happening for years, guys, and I'm so glad that it's now people are getting exposed to it and people are realizing it. Because I don't know, guys, if you know me, one thing about me, I will wear plain t-shirts, I will wear plain clothing, because this is exactly one of the reasons why I do that. I buy plain clothing for my partner, for my son and me, because I am so like, I'm iffy, guys, about writings, because I don't like wearing something that I can't make out. I don't like wearing something that has like characters and stuff and pictures and writing if I don't understand what it means or can't make out what it is, right? That's why I prefer just buying plain clothing, and that's just about it, right? So yeah, this has just been an interesting observation that I've experienced, right, in the past couple of months. And I think just people don't realize that we literally are spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings on a human journey, guys, and the world that we live in is spiritual. Everything is spiritual, guys. It's not just happening by chance. Literally a spiritual world that we live in. I just love this moment, guys. The rain is falling from the window, and oh, it's just so beautiful. And if you know me, guys, I am a heliophile, right? I am a heliophile. If you don't know what a heliophile is a person who loves the summer. Like, I'm a summer baby. I love the summer. A person who comes alive in the summer. A person who is healed by summer. Like, my mood, my everything about me just becomes better and brighter in summer. And in winter, and I actually realized when I got to the Netherlands that I actually suffer from seasonal depression. I never knew this, guys. I never even knew what seasonal depression is. But when I got to the Netherlands, I found out in seasonal depression, because child, when the winter starts up, I shem depressed shem. And I don't like using this word carelessly, because I know that it's such a deep word, but I don't want to lie. I become depressed when it's winter here, because it's just bad. But anyways, that's not what the topic is about. So yeah, this goes back to the whole thing that there's something deep happening in the spiritual world, guys, and kuningi. So I also want to share my experience, right, regarding this. So there's a coffee shop, right? I'm not going to mention where, but there's a coffee shop in the Netherlands, right? And the coffee shop has a name that is just, yeah. Anyways, the name of the coffee shop is Ikamalga Satana Elinye Elia. Unfunu magama, guys, because I don't want to get sued once again. So the other name that the devil has, yeah, that other name, right? If you know, you know. The devil's other name, right? So this one time, so I'm not a coffee person, right? I'm more like a tea person. I love tea, right? I'm one of those every morning green tea, or every morning like a rooibos and citrus tea person, or just a normal plain rooibos. Like, I just love tea, different teas, and every night I drink my chamomile tea. So anyways, this one time I literally felt like I needed a cup of coffee, like I needed to wake me up. I just had a rough night with my son. I think he wasn't feeling well that day, so I literally was surviving on a couple of hours of sleep, and I just was generally not in a good space, so I just wanted some coffee. And I saw this coffee shop and I was like, oh, maybe I can actually try their coffee out. And then the spirit was like, Njani girl, because the name of this coffee shop is da 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 coffee shop, Satana Elilinye, right? And I was like, but it's just a name. And then the spirit was like, Njani, how? And at that point, I was like, Natasha, just obey and just listen. And I literally just turned around and I walked away. And I just want to share this point, adding to these TikTok videos that I saw, that when the spirit instructs you, when it shows you something, do not be stubborn. Guys, it's important to pray for the spirit of discernment, that you may hear the things that God wants you to hear, that you may see the things that he wants you to see, that you may understand the things that he wants you to understand, that you hear with his ear, you see with his eyes, you understand with God's mind. Because some things we are not capable of understanding, we are not capable of hearing, we are not capable of seeing with our own, the flesh. We need the spirit to guide us. So yeah, that's just to add on that. Yeah, sometimes we are giving into things and we are entertaining spirits, and we are allowing certain spirits to come in very easily based on just the things that we wear, the things we listen to, the things we partake in, and all of that, right? So yeah, so to add on to this umbrella of spirituality is also the drama that has been circulating around that one big group, that one big gospel group or worship group, or I don't know what, they are a worship group, right? But those who know. If you're on TikTok, once again, guys, yeah, if you're not on TikTok, I honestly do not know what you're doing with your life. But yeah, if you're on TikTok, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So there was drama circulating about this group and about how, yeah, the things that they are being a part of and what they represent currently is not in alignment with who Christ is. It's actually not even Christ-centered anymore, right? And those who went to their concert, or whatever it's called, Lando Bebe, that event that they had in South Africa, saw some signs, Payana. And I think this has been the toughest time for, I think, people who are Christians, because now we do not know what to believe. We do not know what to listen to. We are not sure if people are legit anymore. And I think I've just come to a point where by now I just listen to the generic old gospel and, yeah, the elderly and the generic old gospel, just the normal gospel used to listen to Ukulagwe too, because I'm just like, these upcoming gospel artists and groups and whatever, I think sometimes they get to a point whereby they get sucked into worldly things, and the fame and the numbers get to their minds, I think, maybe, and they get lured into maybe a world that does not align with God's kingdom, right? So, hey, guys, I've been struggling to listen to their music. I don't even want to lie, to a point whereby I haven't listened to any of their songs, because I'm just like, yeah, Saba, now I don't know what to listen to. Because even the one of the, like, a few of the other people that they usually do like concerts with, not concerts, what are they called? Like man, those things that they have, imvuselelo, in English. But basically like events where they have like gospel events or worship events or whatever. So yeah, hey guys, the other strange thing that is happening. One thing about me, guys, I do not invest myself in things that don't teach me. Like, if I'm not gonna learn something from a certain thing that I watch, certain thing that I listen to, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, because I want to make sure that I'm investing myself in things that are going to teach me, things that are going to make me aware of what's happening around me, around the world, around my country, around my city, whatever the case may be. So anyways, long story short, there's also been videos circulating about ukutwala. Ukutwala is basically people who are doing witchcraft and who are doing things that are not aligned with Christ, obviously, and witchcraft basically, to for business gain, for relationship gain, whatever the case may be. And things that I've been seeing on TikTok, guys, are so scary, but about certain malls and how people are feeling certain things when they are in certain malls and certain places, certain shops, where certain colleagues get sick a lot. Hey guys, kuningi. Anyways, guys, please download TikTok and please make sure you make yourself aware about these things. Please, ninganye nizinto nenze izinto apha ngoku funke simane sipost pictures zenu, simane sisithi please find mang, please help mang. Kodwa ezi zinto, people are talking about them and they're making us aware of them. Please make sure you are informed about the things that are happening around you, guys. Right? Okay, so moving right along. So we are on the sixth. Yo, hi guys. We are on the sixth umbrella, and which is basically where I am mentally and my mental space, right? So guys, mentally, I think I'm just in an okay space. I'm still trying to figure out a lot about my entire life, about my career, about where God wants me to be, about my side hustles, about my calling, my purpose, about adulting, about parenthood, about relationship. But one thing that I have realized about mental health is that, yo, guys, having God by your side, obviously number one, and having a good support system is so crucial. Like, it's so important, because like you can have all the money in the world, guys. You can have all the money in the world. You can go to therapy. Yeah, you can have everything that you'd actually design in the world, but mentally still you're not in a good space. So it's important to have a relationship with God. It's important to allow God to sustain you mentally, to refuel you mentally, to rejuvenate you mentally. Because if he sustains you, if he refuels you, if he rejuvenates you, guys, that's the best rejuvenation, fuel, and support that you could ever have, right? And then umbrella is living in the Netherlands. I think Lena, I won't really say much about it because I've got a whole series lined up for you guys about everything that I have experienced about in Netherlands, and just to give you guys information for those who might be interested in the country, maybe just for knowledge or maybe for future relocation, right? So I'll just touch up on a few things that I am still homesick. I still miss South Africa every day. Some days are better than the other. I think I shared on my Instagram, on one of the reels that I shared, that the biggest lesson that I learned was that at first it's going to feel like sacrifice, then it will feel like life, and eventually it will feel like freedom. And at first, I think last year felt like sacrifice. Currently, it's slowly starting to feel like life, and maybe after a couple of years, it'll eventually feel like freedom, right? So still miss home so much, the food, the vibe, everything, especially now that we're heading towards December. Guys, December is non-existent up, like non-existent. Like, I caught December up. It's just dead, like, especially on Christmas Day, like, there's no one in the streets. So just things like those, they really make you miss home. And obviously we headed towards autumn, so it's going to start becoming gray outside. It's going to start raining every day. It's going to start becoming cold. I'm not looking forward to it, especially being that I am a heliophile, like I mentioned, and I suffer from seasonal depression. But as the food, obviously I still miss from back home, and just being around friends and family. Woo! And just miss not being constantly reminded that I'm the minority. So yeah, that's just about living in the Netherlands. And then the next umbrella is my channel. Guys, I am so happy that I am slowly starting to gain strength for my channel. Guys, I could write a book about my YouTube channel. I could literally write a small, good 150 pages book. But one thing that I want to mention is that thank you to everyone who has been supporting me. Please continue doing so, guys. I really appreciate it. It really, really motivates me. Y'all don't realize the likes, the views, the comments. It motivates me to really go on, because yay, it's been a journey. I've been fighting. The devil is fighting. God is fighting. My ancestors are fighting. Like, everyone is just fighting. But yeah, I'll get into that some other time. But the main thing is that one thing that God answered me about was when I was asking him about my whole channel. Like, I feel like the content that he has asked me to put out there is not really giving me exposure, whereas people are doing vlogs and showing what they're buying, house tours, the normal YouTube channels that are dominating, you know, what they like, the whole thing of vlogs and whatnots, you know. And I just felt like, okay, the path that God has asked me to walk is like not giving me exposure. Like, I'm taking longer to grow, and sometimes I just want to quit. And God gave me a very big revelation, and he said to me, I have not given you stuff to show. I have given you things to talk about. God has given me a lot to talk about than to show. And that's all I'm going to say, honey. He's given me things to share than things to show. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, let's move on to the next umbrella, personal. Personal, guys, is just go and ranting about the fact that why is there so much admin when we grow up. Guys, there's always something to do every weekend, every day. Yeah. I'm just tired. I think I'm just really tired. And it goes back to the whole thing of me talking about the fact that I decided to take care of my health, and I decided to quit alcohol, decided to quit hubbly, and all these other things that are just not good for my body, good for my soul, good for my mind, right? That are not contributing to me feeling better the next day, right? So, yeah, I just realized that it's important to implement things that are going to make you energetic the next day, so that you have energy to tackle whatever the next day has for you. It's not bills that pop out of nowhere every month that need to be paid for, emails that need to be sent, stuff that need to be followed up on, things that need to be fixed at home. Like recently, we've been trying to sell our place, right? The one that we bought in South Africa. But that hasn't been doing well, because I think the markets generally haven't been doing well. So obviously people are not buying and selling at the moment that much. Like, the buying and selling behavior is not good. So anyways, we decided to put it back up on rental. And we found out that our geyser burst, and then we have to fix that. And guys, it's kuningi. Like, I could go on and on and on about adulting, admin, and I think it's important that you fuel yourself with the right vitamins, health, and food and drinks and mental, you know, just be in a good place mentally, so that every day you are in a good space, you have more energy, you are in good health for you to tackle whatever life throws at you. Because right now, life be lifing. Why did I think that I could braid my own hair? Why? Tell me, why did I think I could braid my own hair? So just to give you guys a bit of context, so I think some of you might know through my videos on Instagram that my mother was a hairstylist, right? So when I was young, she taught me how to do hair. Long story short, after high school, my first job was to work in a hair salon. Obviously not at her hair salon, but someone else's hair salon, because my mother had already passed away by then. And I often did my own hair, right? Throughout those years, like from varsity to while I was still starting to work. Like, I often did my hair, and I also like do other people's hair, like my friends and family and whatever, right? And I'd often braid my own hair. The last time I braided my hair recently, I think was 2019, right? I did some nice jumbo braids on my hair. That time I wasn't a mother. I still had a lot of energy compared to where I am right now. One morning, Natasha, being brave, was like, okay, I'm gonna braid my own hair, right? So that day after work, I went and I bought some fiber, came back from work, I washed my hair, and I decided I'm braiding my hair. Guys, I was only 4 braids into it. I was like, cut. I was like, cut, like, I was like, no. I just realized, and I had to be honest with myself, that sometimes the older you get, you just realize that it's okay to pay for convenience. Like, you are willing to pay for a little convenience in your life, because right now where I am, I don't have the energy, because motherhood, parenthood, is work, kubone relationship, adulting J is taking a lot of my energy, and I don't have the same energy I used to have back then. And it's okay. It's okay for me to just, you know, at least as Nizindo, just get convenience for them, because I can't do everything. So yeah, anyways, long story short, I went to the hair salon and I actually got my braids done at the hair salon. I've had these for like just about a month now, and I washed them today, guys. They're so nice and clean. Ooh, so tiny. I love this for me. Yeah, I washed my hair today, and I've never done this before, actually. Like, I've never ever washed my braids. This was my first time washing my braids. I usually just keep my braids for like a month or 6 weeks at most, and then I'd take them off and then wash my hair. So this time I was like, no, I'm gonna wash them. When they're dirty, I'm washing them, because one thing about me, ne, like, when my scalp is dirty, it will show on my skin. My skin will break out. So I'm used to washing my hair every week. So now that I have braids, if I go on for just more than 3 weeks without washing my hair, then I'll see it on my face. So yeah, I washed my hair today. It's nice and clean, and I'm so happy about that. Also, guys, why did y'all keep the mom jeans a secret from other moms? Guys, I recently bought a pair of mom jeans, guys, from Zara. If you're a skinny girl, you're gonna say amen, because all skinny girls know that Zara is probably one of the only shops that actually sells jeans that fit us and fit us well, okay? I've been buying my jeans from Zara like for the past, I think, almost 7 years now. And the jeans that I had to let go recently, I had them for like 5 years. Imagine. So that means I've been the same weight for 5 years, probably tighter because I gained a bit of weight at some point in time. But anyways, I've had those jeans for 5 years, and I recently had to let them go because they were worn out. Some of them were torn and all of that. But I recently discovered mom jeans, guys, and mom jeans from Zara. Guys, those jeans fit me so well. I love them with everything in me. I'm going to try and put a clip here so that you guys can see the jeans I'm talking about. I'm definitely going to get another pair, maybe 2 pairs of maybe like a dark blue and a black. I think also the older I'm getting, my style is changing. And the way, I think I love feeling comfortable. And obviously I've always been a modest dresser. I've never been a person who loves putting things out there, whatever. But I think the older I'm getting, I'm becoming more modest, and I'm becoming more of a, I want to feel comfortable in what I dress more than looking cute or whatever. If I'm comfortable but looking elegant and modest and demure and cutesy, then Rishab. A lot of people have been asking me if I have bought from Temu. Temu is an app that sells stuff. I think it's the same as Shein. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking me. So yes, guys, I have bought stuff from Temu. I've bought, I think, 40 plus items from Temu, and these are things I bought when we got to the Netherlands, when we were trying to build things for our home. We currently stay in a furnished apartment, so some of the things belong here, but some of the other things are ours. So the things that I had to buy for us, right, I mostly bought from Temu. I don't have any issue with Temu. I think also because I stay in the Netherlands, I really got my parcels quicker. It's just like any online shopping. Sometimes you buy something and the quality is not what it looked like on the picture, or the quality may not be so good. Sometimes you buy an item and it's really great. It's just one of those things, but it's a win or lose. It's trial and error, right? Can we also talk about the fact that that bank is a scam? Because what are these charges that we are getting on our bank statements? I think it's even worse ever since I moved to the Netherlands. One thing about me, Gesana, I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to allow them to deduct money. Because one thing about me, I like knowing, like, what is the deduction for? Like, what is the purpose of the deduction? And I like understanding my bank statement. Like, I'm like that with every financial statement. I want to understand, okay, I have to pay this money, but what is this money for? Why am I paying this? Why am I supposed to pay for this? So I'll send, especially being that now I'm in the Netherlands, it's hard for me to contact them. Paying like close to 300 rands, guys, for e-bank charges. So I downgraded my account. Little did I know that downgrading my account would come with a loss of secure chat, because at least that secure chat would help me to be in contact with a service agent whenever I needed help or questions with my bank account, right? So downgrading my account came with a loss of the secure chat. And then they told me that for me to get the secure chat back, I need to upgrade my account. Upgrading your account means what? You pay more money. Guys, scam. Scam. But yeah, anyways, that's just been another adulting frustration, is the fact that on top of the many bills that you have to pay for, and then beko as scams kubone bank charges as ridiculous, as bad. Like, guys, I'm not the only person who has been complaining. I've seen people showing like their business accounts, but obviously not the overall statement, but just showing the deductions, like getting unexpected 600 and some odd deductions, 7. What bank charges are those, guys? But yeah, anyways, these past few months. That's about it, guys. I think I spoke a lot on this video. I think I had so much that I wanted to share, and I think I've allowed myself to share everything. I'm so happy that I managed to share everything that I wanted to share, despite my son being so impatient. I can literally hear him saying mama frequently. So yeah, guys, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment down below on whatever that you found interesting from this video, and do watch my other videos, right? That's what I'm supposed to say, right? Do watch my other videos if you have not watched them, especially those that I'm going to link in the description box below. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.